exception handling. Yes, just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Give me a minute time, guys. Online students, just kindly please wait for a minute. Coming now. Projector is not coming. Okay, right. So, guys, yes, from yesterday onwards, we started discussing about exception handling concept, and yes, we know what is an error, like what is the difference between an error and an exception. Both, if error occurred in our program will be terminated. If exception occurred in our program will be terminated. But what is the difference between an error and an exception? If there is an error in our program, we cannot save our program. Means we cannot handle the errors. When you are speaking about an exception, yes, if there is an exception occur in our program, we can save our program by handling that exception. Sir, what is exception handling? Yeah, I'll let you know. But before going to that, could you please tell me how many types of errors are there? What are those? Compile time errors, runtime errors, and logical errors. We already know what are those compile time errors, runtime errors, and logical errors. And after that, exception. When you're speaking about an exception, first you need to remember that every exception always occurs only inside a method or inside a block, and an exception always occurs only during runtime, but some are detected at compilation time and some are detected at runtime. So how many types of exceptions are there? Two types. What are those? Checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. So what are checked exceptions? The exceptions which are detected at compilation time by the Java compiler are known as checked exceptions. The exceptions which are detected at runtime by the JVM are known as unchecked exceptions. And we already seen like generally what happens if there is an exception occurred in our program. Like for example, let us assume that an exception occurs inside a Java method. So that method is going to create an object, exception object. That exception object consists of name of the exception, reason of the exception, like complete information related to that particular exception. And that object will be sent to the JVM. JVM will take the help of the default exception handler. So what default exception handler is going to do, it is going to check whether this Java method is having any exception related techniques or not. If this method is having any exception related techniques, then this entire object will be sent to that exception handling techniques. Otherwise, your program will be terminated by the JVM by printing the information related to the exception. So yes, after this, so we started discussing about this exception handling. So guys, one more time I am saying this. Please listen, concentrate, concentrate. Exception handling means not removing the exception. not resolving the exception. See, guys, basically, an exception means a problem which is occurred in our program. Due to that problem, what happens, your program will be terminated. Abnormal termination of your program, I repeat, abnormal termination of your program is caused by exception. Are you understanding the point here? For example, let us think that you are having 100 lines of code. You have an exception at 30th line. Whenever there is an exception at 30th line, remaining all 70 lines will not be getting executed. Your program will be terminated. So let us consider like this. Exception means it's simply a problem which is occurred in our program. Due to that problem, your program will be terminated. That's simply an exception. Exception handling. Guys, most of the time, what people will be thinking, exception handling means removing that problem, resolving that problem. No, exception handling means we will not fix the problem. Problem will be still there, but your program will not be terminated. Are you understanding the point here, guys? For example, there is an exception at line number 30. If you are handling that exception, your program will not be terminated. So, one more time. Exception handling means not removing the exception, not resolving the exception. We are providing an alternative way to continue the flow of execution. Am I clear with this? Respond. No. Sir, how can you handle an exception? We can handle an exception by using try, catch, finally, blocks. You need to say the word blocks. Now, answer my question. How can you handle an exception? How can you handle an exception? By using try, catch. Blocks. Try, catch, finally, blocks. So, what is this try block? What is this catch block? What is this finally block? Now, let us just try to understand that. Okay, just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. Now, guys, whenever we are dealing with try, catch, finally, we need to remember some important points. Like, the very first point is inside the try block, we need to write suspicious code, malicious code, the code which we think that there is a chance of getting an exception. One more time. Inside the try block, we need to write the suspicious code. So, what do you mean by suspicious code? The code which you think that there is a chance of getting an exception. Inside the catch block, we need to catch the exception which occurred in the try block. Finally, block will be executed always, irrespective of an exception. Whether there is an exception occurred or not, it does not matter. Finally, block will be getting executed always. Let us check this. Let us try to see this with a code. Okay. Now, I am having a method. Void method 1. Okay. System.out.println. Simply, I'm just trying to write then SYSO20 SYSO30. Just like this. And now, let me just try to go to my main method. And inside the main method, new class A dot method 1. I'm just trying to write like this. Now, okay, if I execute my program, just show view console, right click run as Java application, there will not be any exception or else an error, and I'll be getting my output that is 10, 20, and 30. That's cool, fine. Now, For example, if I write like this, tell me, am I going to get an exception?
Yes.
Which exception?
Additional
Arithmetic exception. Let me execute. Right click, run as Java application. We are getting an arithmetic exception. So, in this program, where is the suspicious code? Tell me the line number. Line number 8 is the suspicious code. Now, I have a question. Sir, we know that at line number 8 we'll be getting an exception. Why you are giving 0? Did you understand my point? If we give 0, we know that there is an exception. Why you are intentionally giving 0? Fair point. I'll do one thing. New scanner equal to SC belongs to scanner class and SSTM YSTM system dot in, and I'm importing the scanner class and I'm asking the user system dot out dot println, please enter a number. Whatever the number which is entered by the user, I want to get that number here. Take a minute time and kindly please observe line number 13. For example, if I execute my program, right click, run as Java application. Please enter a number. I'm trying to enter my number as 20 and I'll be getting my output as 1. Yes, are you understanding the point here? Okay, and here I'm getting my output 30 also. Not at all a trouble. Here I'll do one thing. Simply VALUE value plus I'm going to write like this. Just for understanding purpose. Let me execute. Okay, please enter number. I'm entering the number as 5. And what is the value here? 4. How you got 4? Why? Because 20 divided by, come on, guys, today in our session, I want you to be, please be hyperactive. Am I clear with this? If you are like that only, you can enjoy the session. See, if you are just listening also, you will understand the concept. It's very, very easy. But you cannot enjoy the concept. So I just want you to enjoy the code. Come on, please be active. Be active. Okay, now let me execute my program. Right click, run as Java application, and now I'm giving the number as 0. Am I getting an exception? Yes. See, guys, at line number 13, I'm asking the user to enter a number. I cannot decide which number user is going to enter. Am I right or wrong? If user is giving 0, obviously there is a chance of getting an exception. Did you understand the point here now? Now my question is, in this program, where is the suspicious code?
13th line.
Where is the suspicious code?
13th line.
Line number 13. Okay, just a second. My name is not visible in the chat. Okay, right now you can see my name, guys. Okay. Now, line number 13 is a suspicious code. Okay. Now tell me, what is exception handling? What is exception handling? Exception handling means, tell me, exception handling means not resolving the exception or not removing the exception. We are providing an alternative way to continue the program execution. Now, please tell me, in how many ways we can achieve this exception? I mean,
Yes.
how can you handle an exception?
Try
How
catch
can you handle an
block.
exception? By using
Try catch block. Finally block.
try, catch, finally blocks.
Block.
Okay, you. What do you mean by exception handling? Sit down, no need to stand. One more time, slowly. Perfect. That is perfect. So, guys, one last time, please tell me, what do you mean by exception handling? Exception handling means we are not resolving the exception, not removing the exception. We are providing an alternative way to continue the program execution. How can you handle an exception? By using blocks. One more time. How can you handle an exception? By using try, catch, finally block. Inside the try block, what we need to write? Inside the catch block, what we need to do? We need to catch the exception which occurred in.
Try.
One more time. One more time. Please tell me. Inside the try block, what we need to write?
Insufficient.
One more time.
Insufficient.
Inside the catch block, what we need to do? We need to catch the exception which occurred in the. And what about finally block? Finally block will be executed always, irrespective of an exception. Whether there is an exception or not, it does not matter. Finally block will be getting executed always. Am I clear with this? Online students, kindly please respond, guys. Online students, kindly please respond. Please respond. Catch block. I am writing catch block executed. Inside the finally block, I am writing finally block executed. Okay. Now, please tell me, guys, inside the try block, what we need to write?
Insufficient score.
Tell me the line number of the suspicious code.
13th line.
Line number 13. Let me just try to remove line number 12 also, and I'm trying to keep it like this. Am I clear with this? Respond.
Okay.
Inside the catch block, we need to catch the exception which occurred in the. Which exception? There is a possibility here. Arithmetic exception. Let me just try to write arithmetic exception E. Now, guys, please answer my question. Every exception is a predefined class. Yes or no? Respond. For all the exceptions, either checked exceptions or unchecked exception, what is the parent exception? Exception. Exception. Guys, see, for all the exceptions, let me just try to keep it like this. Okay. For all the exceptions, either checked exceptions or unchecked exceptions, what is the parent class? What is the parent class? Exception. What is the parent class for exception? What is the parent class for throwable? I believe it's clear, guys. Okay, just let me try to come back here. Okay, okay. Now, yes, arithmetic exception. It is a class. This is a reference. Class and a reference. For example, main method. Main method. Inside main method, simply class BOBJ. This is a class. Come on. This is a class. This is a reference. Just like that. What is this? What is that? Class. And this is a. That's it. Not more than that. Am I clear with this? Okay. Catch block executed. System.out.println. Finally block executed. And now let me just try to execute my program. Online students, please concentrate. Please concentrate. Right click, run as Java application. My first question, try block executed or not?
Executed.
Try block executed or not? Okay. I'm trying to enter the number as 5. Observe the output for a minute. After that, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. Now answer my question. How can you handle an exception like in by using try, catch, finally block? Inside the try block, what we need to write?
Insufficient.
Inside the catch block, what we need to do?
Try block plus
Catch the exception which occurred in the try block. What about finally block? Finally block will be getting executed always. Now, by seeing this program, tell me, try block executed,
Yes,
try block executed, catch block executed.
yes.
Why? Why catch block did not got executed? Why? Because
Insufficient photo.
there is no exception occurred in the try block. As there is no exception occurred in the try block, catch block did not got executed. Am I clear with this? Now my question is, when catch block will be getting executed? If there is an exception occurred in the one more time, guys, please tell me one more time. When catch block will be getting executed? Exception occurred in the
Try block.
when finally block will be getting executed?
Always.
Always, whether there is an exception occurred or not. Let me just try to create an exception right now. Right click, run as Java. Guys, right now, is my program execution completed?
No.
Yes or no? See, I got my last output also. 30. Okay, now let me execute. Right click, run as Java application. Now I'm going to create an exception. 0. Listen to my question correctly and then answer. In my program, an exception occurred or not? Come on! Exception, 100% exception occurred. Is our program terminated? No. We got our complete output also. Did I change the code here?
No.
Did I remove the exception? Did I resolve the exception? No. I have provided an alternative way to continue the program execution. This is exception handling. Exception handling means not removing the exception, not resolving the exception. We are providing an alternative way to continue the program execution. Am I clear with this? Now tell me, try block executed? Try block executed. Cache block executed. Why? Because there is an exception occurred in the and finally block executed. When finally block will be getting executed? Always, irrespective of an exception. Am I clear with the point here, guys? Online students, kindly please respond. Online students, kindly please respond, guys. Am I clear with this? Please respond. Please respond. That is very good. That is actually very good. Okay, okay. Now, sir, everything is fine. Okay, I got the point. So inside the try block, we need to write the suspicious code. Catch block is used to catch the exception which occurred in the try block. Finally block, I mean, every time it will be getting executed. Okay, okay. Now, my question is, sir, which exception has occurred? Like, I want to display some exception related information in the console. Right now, in my console, no exception related information is displayed. I want to display some exception related information so that I'll understand. Like programmer will be able to know that which exception has occurred. Did you understand the point here? Yes. If that is your requirement, we need to use three methods. Let me show you. Guys, could you please tell me right now in method 1 an exception object created? Am I right or wrong? Respond. And that exception object is called by the catch block. Okay. Now, for example, system.out.println eyes on the board. E dot get message. Now, get message method is present in throwable class. Get message method is present in throwable class. Now, guys, tell me one thing. Arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception is a child class for throwable. Can I say like that? Respond. So, the methods which are present in my parent class, can child class access them? Inheritance here. Third point, inheritance third point. I hope you're understanding the point here. So right now what I'm trying to do here, there is this get message method. Where is this get message method present? Get message method is present in which class? Which class? Throwable class. Now I'm trying to access that method. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Right click, run as Java application. Please enter a number 0. What I am getting here? No, here.
By 0.
Reason. Reason of the exception. If you are using get message method, it will provide reason of the exception. I hope you're understanding the point here. Sir, okay, reason is okay, but I want to know the name of the exception also. Okay, sure. System.out.println e dot toString method. Did you remember toString method? Where toString method is present? Object class. In object class, toString method is there. In throwable class, it has been overridden. Let me show you the output. Right click, run as Java application. If I give like this, will catch block executed or not? Respond. Let me just try to press enter button. Catch block will not be getting executed. Why? There is no exception. Okay, let me just go for one more time. Right click, run as Java application, and I'm going with 0. Now tell me, whenever we are using toString method, what happens? I will be getting the name of the exception and reason of the exception. Yes, did you understand the point here? ToString method will provides the name of the exception, name and reason of the exception. Sir, I want to know the complete information related to the exception. Then we need to use print stack trace method. Which method? Print stack trace method. This is the most commonly used method. So it provides complete info about the exception. It provides complete info about the exception. This is most commonly used way. Let me just check it out. Right click, run as Java application. And now enter a number 0. Tell me which exception has occurred.
Yeah.
Come on. Why
Automatic
that exception has occurred?
by 0.
Why? Because we are dividing a number by 0. Where that exception has occurred? Line number 16. Here. In which method that exception has occurred? Method 1. From where you are calling that method 1? Main method. From main method, at which line you are calling? 34. Line number 34. Am I clear with this, guys? So, this is the way how to display exception related information in the console. How many ways? 3 ways. By using get message, toString, and print stack trace method. I hope you're understanding the point here, guys. Now, tell me one more time. One more time. What is exception handling? Exception handling means not removing the exception or not resolving the exception. We are providing an
alternate way to
continue
continue
the
the
program
execution.
execution. How can you handle an exception? By using
Try catch final blocks.
blocks. Try, catch, finally, block. Inside the try block, we need to write.
To sign sufficient.
Inside the catch block, we need to catch which occurred in the try block. Finally, block will be getting executed always. Now, when catch block will be getting executed? If there is an exception occurred in the okay. If I want to display exception related information in the console, how many methods I'm having? Three methods. First one, get message. Second one, toString. Third one, print stack trace method. What is most commonly used? Print stack trace method. Am I clear with this? Please have this. First, I want you to please have this box right now. I mean, this slide. First, have this slide. Please go ahead. Abhishek, you need to concentrate in the class when I'm explaining, or else you'll be having a trouble, buddy. I already explained that why we are writing E. What you are doing when I'm explaining that?
Yes, sir.
Wait for it. Please have this in your notes, guys. Remember, guys, the methods which are present in throwable class can be accessed by every other exception class. Why? Because of inheritance. Every other class acts as a child class for throwable class. And guys, yesterday I uploaded in the Google Classroom, I uploaded one advanced Java class is going on by Mr. Venkatesh. If possible, I advise you to go and join in that. Why? Because next batch, I think it may take time. And please don't wait for my batch. Don't. I mean, I'm not sure when I'm going to start. I don't want your time to be wasted. Please don't wait for my batch. Don't waste your time. Aditya, first write this program. Later, I'll try to explain it. Okay, I'll show you. First, write this slide. I strongly advise you join in that advanced Java. No problem. You can join. Happily, you can join.
Timings are not sufficient, sir. Join online.
Exactly. That is correct, Mohammed. That is correct. Not right now, Madhivya. Not right now. Okay. Online students first write. There is a reason why I gave you time to write. Please write. Please write. Done? Done? That is good. Okay. Now the program. Go ahead with the program, please. Yes. Now, Abhishek Thakur. You're asking why we have written arithmetic exception E. Okay. Abhishek, the thing is like here, if we want to access the methods which are present in our throwable class, obviously we need a reference, right? So that is the reason here we are using arithmetic exception. It is a class and this is a reference. With the help of this reference, we are accessing throwable class methods. We can do that. Why? Because throwable class is the parent class for all the errors and exceptions. That is the reason here we have written arithmetic exception. How many? How many are writing? Please raise. One last minute, guys. One last minute. Carry on. Right. I believe it's complete, guys, for everyone. Now, let me just try to. Okay. Now, sir, guys, I actually have a question. The question is, sir, you said that catch block, we need to catch the exception which occurred in the try block. Okay. My question is, how do I know that which exception occurred in the try block? You are directly writing arithmetic exception. Why? Because you know it, like you are having practice, you are having an experience. So you know that which exception will be occurring. But what about us? How do we know that? So basically, how many types of exceptions are there? Nearly there are thousands of exceptions are there. Thousands. Then how to remember all those exceptions? How do we know that which exception is occurring? Guys, honestly speaking, you will be knowing only with practice. Whenever an exception occurs, then only you will be understanding that, okay, if I'm writing code like this, there is a chance of getting an exception like this. Are you understanding the point here, guys? There is no magical word. Like if I say abracadabra, then you will not be able to remember all those exception names. No way. Very much damn sure. No way. You will be knowing them only with experience. Only with experience. Am I clear with this? So don't worry about it. You will understand it. Now, sir, for example, In my program, I am getting an arithmetic exception. Okay. What if I write null pointer exception? Now, answer my question. Which exception is occurring in my try block? Which exception is occurring in my try block?
Arithmetic
I'm sorry?
exception.
Arithmetic exception. Which exception we are handling?
Arithmetic
Come
exception.
on, respond. Respond.
Mathematics.
One more time. One more time. Which exception is occurring in my try block? One more
Arithmetic
time.
exception, sir.
Arithmetic exception. Which exception we are handling in the catch block?
Arithmetic exception.
Let's see our output. Right click, run as Java application, Windows show view console, and I'm trying to go with 0. Now answer my question. Exception occurred?
Java.
Exception occurred or not? Is it handled? No. Why? Because which exception has occurred? Which exception has occurred?
Arithmetic exception.
Which exception you are handling?
Null point exception.
So exception is not handled. Sir, like this exactly our problem. If one exception is occurring in the try block and if we are trying to catch another exception, then how to resolve this kind of problem? I understand that. So, guys, there are some key points in exception handling. Very, very important key points. Nearly 20 key points will be there. All those key points. After explaining those key points, like after understanding those key points, then your doubts will be resolved. Am I clear with this? As of now, my question is, tell me, how to handle an exception? One more time, how to handle an exception? By using
Exception handling means not resolving.
try catch finally blocks. Everyone should respond. Okay. Inside the try block, what we need to write?
Insufficient code.
Inside the catch block, what we need to do? Which occurred in the
Exception.
when catch block will be getting executed.
Exception.
When there is an exception occur in the when finally block will be getting executed. Always. In how many ways you can display exception related information? By using get message. Next one by using toString. After that by using print stack trace method. What is the most commonly used method? Please keep your heading as key points in exception handling. Please keep your side heading as key points in exception handling. Not on the first point. Not on the first point. We can handle an exception. We can handle an exception by using we can handle an exception by using come on go ahead try catch finally blocks. We can handle an exception by using try catch finally blocks. Next point. Whenever we are using all the three blocks, whenever we are using all the three blocks, we should 100% we should 100% maintain the order. Whenever we are using all the three blocks, whenever we are using all the three blocks, we should 100% maintain the order. Underline the word whenever. Okay. Here you need to observe two things. Listen. You need to observe two things. First point is, I said whenever we are using all the three blocks. Sir, can we write only two blocks? Yes. Can we write only one block? Yes. There are situations where we can write only two blocks. There are some situations where we can write only one block also. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But right now, if you are writing all the three blocks, 100% you need to maintain the order. What is order? First try. After that, catch. After that, finally. Sir, first I'll try to write catch, try, finally. Invalid. First I'll write finally, catch, try. Invalid. Try, finally, catch. Tell me.
Invalid.
Invalid. There is only one valid order. What is that?
Try, catch, final.
Try should be followed with,
Past.
should be followed with dot. Am I clear with this? Please write like this. Like this. Try, finally, catch. Invalid. Finally, try, catch. Invalid. Catch, try, finally. Invalid. Lot of other combinations are also there. All are invalid. There is only one valid combination. What is that? Try, catch, finally. Go ahead. Not only these three, there are other combinations also. All are invalid. All are invalid. There is only one valid combination. Try, catch, finally. Okay. Now, update. Writing. Guys, if you're writing, raise hand. Please raise. Please raise. No problem. Okay, completed. Right. Now, I have a small question. Please observe. System dot out dot println. Okay, I'm going to write Java is awesome. Okay, let me save it. Now, let me execute it. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, please enter a number. I'm entering the number as 20. Eyes on the board. Now, Java is awesome printed. Exception occurred. Exception occurred. No, I mean, come on. We'll do one thing. Instead of arithmetic exception, which one I need to write? Sorry, instead of null pointer exception, which one I need to write? Arithmetic exception. Okay. Arithmetic exception. Okay. Now, right click, run as Java application. I'm entering a number as 0. Press enter button. Now, my question is line number 16 executed?
No.
Line number 16 did not got executed. Right. Now, the point is, guys, listen. Please listen. It is always a good programming practice to write minimum code inside the try block. Write only suspicious code, minimum code. Don't go with maximum code inside the try block. For example, sir, I am having 100 lines of code. Okay. I don't know at which line there will be getting an exception. So I'll try to keep all these 100 lines of code inside the try block. Can I write like that? See, if you are writing like that, you will not be getting any exception. But the problem is, listen to the point. Listen to the point. If there is an exception occurred in the try block, I repeat, if there is an exception occurred in the try block, immediately the compiler will be shifting to its respective catch block. Means in try block, I'm having 100 lines of code. You got an exception at 30th line. From 30th line, immediately it will be coming to the catch block. Remaining code which is present inside the try block will not be executed. Did you understand the point? One more time. One more time. Right now, where we are getting an exception at line number 15. Remaining code, for example, line number 16, will not be executed. Why? Because as there is an exception occurred in the try block, immediately our compiler will be shifting to its respective catch block. Are you understanding the point here? So it is always a good programming practice to write a minimum code. Write only suspicious code inside the try block. Don't write heavy code inside the try block. Why? Because if you're writing more number of lines of code inside the try block, if there is an exception, immediately your compiler will be shifting to its respective catch block. Remaining code which is present inside the try block will not be executed. Am I clear with the point here? Respond, guys.
Yes, sir.
Next point, please. Try to write it down. Try to write it down. Point number 3. Inside try block. Inside try block. Always we need to write inside try block. Always we need to write minimum code. Minimum code dot inside the braces. Inside the braces, write only suspicious code. Write only suspicious code inside the try block. Next point. Point number 4. If there is an exception occurred in the try block, if there is an exception occurred in the try block, then immediately the compiler will be coming to its respective catch block. Dot continuation. Then immediately the compiler will be coming to its respective catch block. Continuation. Dot continuation. Remaining code which is present inside the try block. Remaining code which is present inside the try block will not be tell me, will not be executed. Will not be executed. Now, next point. Point number 5. A catch block will be executed. Catch block will be executed only if there is an exception. Catch block will be executed only if there is an exception
By
occurred in the try
by
block,
by
occurred